Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and today I want to talk about a bunch of new events that are going on in Marvel Future Fight called the Character Support Events. So the first one that we've already seen is the Vibranium chest. If you haven't noticed it, in your Notices tab, you can open it up. The Vibranium chest is right here. I've already cracked mine open. I got 25 Dimension Dust, and then you just get a gift. It's just kind of like a whatever thing, but there's a lot more to it. The second one is a gold special store event. Now, it's not live just yet, but I believe when you find it, when it is live, you go into the store, you go into the featured shop, and you go over to consumable, and you scroll all the way, and it'll be kind of after this name change stuff. And it's cool because you can get energy for gold, which is a nice trade-off. You know, it's only 30,000 gold for 50 energy, which is an easy way to farm more gold and other items. Uniform upgrade kits, you know, you get different tier 2 materials and some X-Men materials. But the best one at the bottom there is the gold special chest. The gold special chest can have a 6-star mega rank up ticket. It can have tier 3 materials. It can have a tier 2 ticket inside. It's pretty wild. And they've bumped up the daily purchase limit from 10 to 30. So if you have a lot of excess gold, I would go ahead and smash that special gold chest as much as you can, because you just got, instead of 10 chances to get a mega rank up ticket per day, you've got 30 chances. It is 3 million gold per day that you're investing in that, but you should be able to farm at least that much per day, so you shouldn't be losing gold if you're not making any other investments. But if you're super strapped for gold, maybe you'll have to avoid that, but it would be a shame because you might get something awesome. We also have a 7-day check-in that hasn't started yet, but will start, I believe, in a day or two, and it includes just gold, energy, type enhancement stuff for combat characters, and hidden tickets in a bio selector. So it's kind of nice, just kind of whatever thing. We also have live already the bonus mission for crystals. Now, if you've been saving up to get a deluxe pack or something like that, now would be the time to get it, because, you know, one 6,600 purchase is going to get you all the way to number 6, which unlocks all of these free rewards. And then if you have, let's say, 2 deluxe packs or a deluxe pack plus a couple of other purchases, you can pretty easily bounce your way up to the mega rank up ticket. Now, I wouldn't intentionally try to spend crystals just to get up to this if you don't have large purchases to make. Like, I wouldn't go gambling for CTPs and stuff like that, especially now when it's the fucking egg. Worthless, stupid item. If it was a CTP of Rage or something, this would be a perfect time for me especially, and I know a lot of other kind of ABX focused players, but that's just how it rolls. So this is more for the intermediate players to get a little bit more out of their crystal purchases right before endgame. And here we go with the conspiracy theories on Netmarble trying to bleed us dry of gold and crystals. We also have the rank up events for both Sabretooth and Juggernaut. Now, I think these characters are both not really being developed very much by the wider game population, because my ranks for both of them are very, very high. I've got a rank 500 Juggernaut, and I've got a just under a rank 1000 Sabretooth, and I've done very little to develop these characters, and you know, that's just, it should be it shouldn't be this high, considering I don't even have full Urus on them or anything like that, and I don't even have the gears past 20. So I don't think it'll be too difficult to get into the top 1,000 or to possibly get higher if that's what you want. The rewards are Juggernaut giving you crystals, which is kind of nice, but he's the slightly more expensive character technically. And then Sabretooth, who costs crystals, gives you X-Men material. So that just kind of is what it is. It's a little bit funny. The main reason why I wanted to make this video is actually a pretty surprising announcement for Battleworld. Now, we usually get Battleworld now and then, and usually no one gives a shit about Battleworld because the results of it are lame, and the rewards especially are very lame. Now, I can't actually show you what the rewards are in-game because they're not there yet, but I can show you via this pretty bizarre page that you have to get through via the customer support. These are the rewards for Battleworld for the Wolverine Combat Day, the Wolverine Combat Time, which is like 3 days, and then the Deadpool Superhero Time. So they kind of run 2 Battleworlds simultaneously, but no one is going to be playing in the Nightcrawler Speed, and no one is going to be playing in the Sabretooth Supervillain Day. Because look at the rewards for Wolverine's Day and Sabretooth's, or Wolverine's Day and Deadpool's. It's uniform tickets and rank up tickets, character rank up tickets. We've never seen this before. So this is pretty interesting. For those of you that are probably not going to get anywhere near the top 100, if you just place in the top 10%, you get either a 100 biometric selector, which is a pretty nice reward for just literally playing Battleworld, not doing too much. And then for the Wolverine one, you get 5 or 10 level 5 uniform XP chips, which is pretty nice because that's some hard ass, XP to grind. It's pretty brutal. And each chip offers you like, I don't know, 2,000 XP, which is equivalent to like 24 runs of a single stage, like a special mission or an epic quest mission or a daily mission. So getting 10 of those is equivalent to like 240 almost 250 runs, which is a lot of time and a lot of energy that you would be saving on any character's uniform XP. So I think this is really good. I think this is a small step in reviving tired, dead game modes like Battleworld. Now, the game mode itself needs to be improved because it's not very good, but at least if they improve the rewards, that will give people more of an incentive to begin with to actually play Battleworld. So I'm going to give you guys a few tips now for Battleworld to try and help you get the most out of this if you're going to try and place in the top 100. You cannot refresh, so this is not like a Wales Fiesta. This is kind of an even playing field for everyone. The only thing that's going to hold you back is when you can play Battleworld, and of course your character builds, because if you don't have built up enough characters that qualify for the entry conditions, you're going to get completely savaged by players who have all of these characters built up. The other nice thing, I have to say, the entry cost. Usually it's some prohibitive item like Stark branded blueprints or those component packs that I'm starting to run out of for Battleworld, but they've actually changed it now and they've made it dimension debris and gear up kits, which is probably the easiest thing in the game to get besides energy and gold and like Norn stones. So it's actually really nice that they did that, especially for older players who aren't high VIP. Or who aren't high VIP but have those dimension debris and gear up kits but don't have Stark branded blueprints and component packs. So the first entry is going to be the Wolverine combat one. My suggestion for you, you're going to see this team a lot. You're going to see like pretty much every team is going to have these 3 characters, not necessarily Captain America and Wolverine at tier 3, but some combination of these characters at tier 2 and tier 3. Wolverine is a guarantee, he must be used. Everyone has Captain America Infinity War, and then a lot of people will use Colossus because of the physical reflect that he offers. Now keep in mind, for Battleworld, leaderships do not apply, so it doesn't matter who you put in the first slot in terms of their leadership. It does matter who you put in the first slot because of the way that the game kind of functions, because when your characters first zone in to Battleworld, they have their skills on cooldown, but your enemies don't. It's just like Battleworld, or it's just like Timeline Battle, I should say. So you don't want to put your best characters first. That's kind of a mistake that I see a lot of players making for Battleworld. Putting your best characters first means that they have a higher chance of dying. So what you instead want to do is you want to put a tankier character first, and then you want to go lead up your second, third, or fourth characters to be more powerful. Now you do run the risk of allowing your enemy, the enemy team, to build up their tier 3 skill in the case of Captain America and Wolverine, and possibly Mr. Fantastic, and possibly Black Panther as the 4 combat tier 3s that we have. But thankfully, Captain America's tier 3 is pretty shit in Battleworld. It can get interrupted pretty easily, guard broken, iframed out of, so you don't have to worry too much about getting heroic charged to death. But because you're going to be seeing this team a lot, you should consider bringing along characters that have lots of iframes, because you don't want to die to Colossus's physical reflect, and or think about bringing along characters that have energy damage. So Minerva with her uniform, especially if you can manually play her, is probably going to be a nice counter to Colossus. She can iframe on 5 and just stall for time and then do multi-snipe, and you can kind of just bounce around between these 2 skills and be almost untouchable if they don't have a CTP of destruction or some sort of penetration. So I do think that Minerva might be a sleeper for this Battleworld. I'm definitely going to be using her. Some players or some characters to avoid for this Battleworld because they're just not very good. Groot. I see a lot of people use Groot for Battleworld because of the heal. Now, leaderships don't work for Battleworld, but tier 2 passives and any other passive that applies to all allies, those will work. So Groot's heal will work, but it's just not a good enough heal. And Groot is such a bad character in Battleworld because his damage is so low, he doesn't have enough crowd control to really do much, that he's just going to be dead weight on your team. And you're going to get the heal off once or twice, and then you're going to die. because you're going to be overwhelmed by two characters who are just way stronger than you. So keep that in mind, and hopefully those tips help you out. I think I might also try Thing in Battleworld because of his fracture to try and counter Wolverine. I'm dead serious. I'm actually going to try it out and try to put him alongside Wolverine to kind of absorb damage while he kind of batters down the enemy Wolverine, because I don't want to end up in a one-on-one stalemate, my Wolverine versus someone else's, and then, you know, it's like a who gets one shot first type of risky 50-50 situation. The second battle world is actually a little bit more interesting. Of course, you have the option between Deadpool and Sabretooth, but no one's going to want to play the Sabretooth one. So now you have Deadpool and superheroes. So that really opens you up, because now you have access to so many more types of characters. You have, you know, access to the majority of your roster, essentially, if you have everyone unlocked. So knowing that Deadpool is going to be on the team for sure, but knowing that you're going to see a lot of other superheroes, you're definitely going to see a lot of Captain Marvels. So you do want to keep that in mind, that this Nightmare is going to make her way into Battleworld ASAP. Additionally, you are going to see, and you should try to use Wasp, because again, leaderships don't work, but tier 2 passives do work. So you can use Winsome Wasp to help you not get debuffed, so not get bled, not get webbed, not get stunned, etc. Now, Wasp is not a very good character for Battleworld. The immunity shield that she puts up with 5 is nice, and the 10% HP that she offers, which also applies to all allies in Battleworld, that's also nice. But she doesn't have very much damage. So if you're in a 2-versus-1 situation, or if you're in a 2-on-2 situation at the very end, you're basically in a 2-on-1 situation, because Wasp is not very good. So you should keep that in mind. You should also look out for teams that don't have Wasp and then try and fight them, because you may have an easier time, especially if you have a CC heavy roster with someone like Spider-Man, or you have mind control with someone like Scarlet Witch, etc. Quicksilver is also a very good character for Battleworld in general, because you can combo and kill multiple characters at the same time. And this is kind of an interesting, it's kind of a shitty thing about Battleworld, but it's an interesting thing to take advantage of. Basically, what you can do with Quicksilver, you can do this with other characters, but it just works very easily with Quicksilver. You basically play him very defensively and very kind of cautiously until your 5th skill and 4th skill are off cooldown. They have to be both. And then you do the 5 cancel 4 combo. Now, especially if you have a damage proc and you hit it properly, you'll probably kill at least one of the characters on the enemy team, possibly both. If that happens, the next character that spawns in after that first character dies will spawn in where the first character died. Because Quicksilver has unstoppable momentum, he penetrates invincibility and immunity, he'll immediately start doing damage to the second character, and he'll kill them before they have a chance to do anything, because he's iframing. So it's a pretty dirty tactic to use. You definitely want to pay attention to this if you see it possibly happening against you, but chances are if you see it happening to you, you're already dead, because it happens so fast and your team just wipes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in that case, you know, you do want to pay attention to who you're fighting. You possibly want to bring along some tankier characters, or some characters who can reflect, or characters who can iframe, or crowd control, or something, to try and mitigate, or just play manually and keep your characters spread out. So even if one dies and another one spawns, you've got your other guy there who can, you know, offer crowd control and stuff from the other side of the arena to try and, you know, stop things. You're also going to see a lot of Doctor Strange as well, which is why I recommend using Wasp. Doctor Strange, of course, for Battleworld, because he's got the heal, he's got the time freeze, he's got the debuff, or he's got the buff removal with Demons of Denak, so he'll be able to create a lot of favorable situations for you, strip away invincibility procs and obelisks, strip away different effects that the characters have put up to try and stop them from dying. So definitely look to see Doctor Strange, and he might actually be able to counter some Captain Marvels because of Rings of Ragador, being able to iframe ignore and kind of stop her in her tracks, especially if you catch Captain Marvel teams who don't have a Wasp debuff there. So those are my tips for Battleworld. I'm going to be quite interested to see where everything shakes out and where I can land, possibly in the top 100 or not. The only other advice I have for you for Battleworld involves when you should play. And this one's a bit trickier, but essentially when Battleworld first opens, you want to start playing as soon as possible. I can't really explain to you why that is, but you don't want to wait. So I'll give you the example of Timeline Battle. When Timeline Battle first opens for the week, you don't want to play right away because everyone's points are reset to 1,000. So when you play, you're only getting the minimum amount of points added to your score, which is like a 30, I think, or 23. You do still start to build up your win streak bonus, but it's kind of a separate thing that you're going to get no matter what. So for the first reset of Timeline Battle, when it first opens every week, you want to wait until the last possible moment before the daily reset to play Timeline Battle. So you basically want to wait, 8 hours. With Battleworld, it's the opposite. You actually want to play as soon as it opens the first time. The second thing is, because you only have 10 entries per day, and because the reset between the Wolverine first entry and the Deadpool second entry, those actually happen on the same day, on the same daily reset. Battleworld resets at the same time as the weekly resets for Shadowland. It does not reset during the regular daily reset. So if you play your last 10 or you play your first 10 for the day on the last day of Wolverine's Battleworld, you will have 0 entries on the first day of Deadpool's Battleworld because the entries do not refresh in between daily resets. So my advice to you, if you're losing in Wolverine's Battleworld, if you're not gonna get into the bracket that you want, save your last 10 fights and then let your rank drop, because then you'll have those 10 for Deadpool that other players won't have on the first day, and then you'll be 10 fights ahead of everyone else. Well, not everyone else, but other players. So hopefully that helps you out with Battleworld. It's refreshing to see, me actually caring about and talking about Battleworld seriously. Let me know what you guys think of that, and let me know what you think of all of these new events leading up to Endgame. Subscribe if you enjoy the content and you want to support me, and of course, if you like what you see, I hope to see you again tomorrow. Take care.